And we are live here from Talladega Super Speedway. Drivers are about done with their qualifying here. Looks like it's a field of, I believe, a little bit less than 20 trucks here tonight. Kind of, some of it was taken away from the big kahunas that's being hosted and some other money races. They struggled for the first night in a while here at HSR to get some drivers in, but they managed to get a field in here right now. But you got drivers going through qualifying. You see 16 of Brian Marvel. I believe he's a new racer here. You see Tate is out. Let's see if he made his paint scheme in time. I believe he did. He's got a little special paint scheme running here tonight. 97 with 9. All these guys are putting their lap times down. Really doesn't matter what their lap times are, truthfully, because it's a super speedway. It just really comes down to drafting at the end most of the time. So nothing that you really have to truly worry about. I'd say. You see there are some drivers in here that aren't even going to qualify. Tate has a really nice paint scheme. I'll give him that. Looks like he kind of had to throw that together last second too, but he made it work. So good job there, Tate. See, it's a 3F Racing paint scheme. People are really speculating who's going to be driving that car for the years to come. Nobody really knows, and not even I know really. But team based out of Germany, a lot of people are trying to guess who's supposed to come out and do it. But Tate, he goes second on the board, 56.11. Stamper kind of blew them away in qualifying. 56.04 is what he has ran. So he's definitely putting the speed down early. If y'all are new here at Ghost Racing Network, if you don't mind throwing in a subscription, that'll definitely help us. Kind of stalled a little bit on our growth, but I can't really say much about that because we've already grown a lot, and it's all to you all. And I had to deal with a lot of sickness, or not really sickness this week, just a sore throat that seemingly wouldn't go away, and it made me sound a little bit weird. I had to have some help in the booth on Wednesday, but it's definitely gotten better. I believe there should be maybe relatively done with qualifying here. I'll pull up some track info. Pit stops at Talladega are always a really big thing because if you miss your pit box, like just barely slide over it and have to back up, that is pretty much, your race is basically over at that point because you have to hope for a caution because you have to group back up, and it's very, very, very difficult to get back in a group without going a lap down. But I'll pull up the starting grid here very quick. As you can see, that's not the one that I wanted. I believe this one is. So first is Kenneth Stamper, second Christopher Tate, third William Rice, fourth Nash Brambala, fifth Heron, he's racing tonight, sixth Kevin Winker, seventh Derek Riley, eighth Jace LaForte, I believe that's a new driver also, Nathan Harper, ninth, Andrew Santo, 10th, Kerry Whitaker, 11th, Bill Watkins, 12th, Brian Mavel, 13th, Braxton DeWeese, he always see him running here, always runs very good. He'll be rolling off 14th. Dylan is race control. Ambrose will be starting 15th. PJ will be starting 16th. And William Britton will be starting at 17th. I just moved those drivers up one spot. So Junior Miller will be starting 18th. Michael Eckhart will be starting 19th. I believe that is all the drivers here tonight that you will see. But HSR has been kind of known for these really good finishes recently. It's kind of something to see most of the time because there's not. Well, I'm not even gonna say that because they'll start happening. But it's just very good racing overall, I'd say. Sorry, I'm trying to drink water so my throat will not give out on me. It sounds a little bit weird, not too terrible though. So, no, hopefully it'll make it through. It's been acting pretty much fine, luckily, but it was definitely hurting early on. But you'll look at Tate's paint scheme down there. Very good paint scheme. I'll go say he had to throw that together very, very quick. This one, typical black and white. So not a bad paint scheme at all. See if I can get a better. See if there's a better paint scheme for this. See, not a bad paint scheme, man. I'll give him that. Apparently, for his first time making one too, that's very good from Christopher Tate. I believe they will be getting the green here really soon. They'll start rolling off, and you'll see them take one lap, and then they're gonna go green here. Only 55 laps, a little bit shorter than what the races normally are. I believe that's because of where the time was pushed back ever so slightly. Taryn just decided to be like, I don't want to keep people so late in the night, and I don't blame him. So you see the 9 almost spins out. Jace almost spins it out on the start, trying to get rolling off of that. It's almost bad for him. I didn't expect that to happen. Let's see what that blinking issue was real quick there. Having a little bit of a kind of a weird almost like, I think maybe graphical issue, something along that lines, maybe internet, but it should be fine. It's just been But drivers, see Andrew, it's like Braxton, he is in the pits. Maybe he missed the grid. Says Tate has crashed. Let's see what happened to Tate. I can guarantee you that, yep, his VR has probably died on him. Always seems to have VR problems here early on. I don't know what it is with VR. That's why I don't run it. I'm lucky enough to be able to run triples, but he's got to use that VR for what he needs to do. See, Dylan and William. Dylan is race control. William had to back out because I think another league needed him, but I don't think Tate is. No, Tate is now rolling. I believe he won't be able to get his spot back. So what I could say will probably end up happening with him is that they will just tell him to stay, where he is. They will clear everybody's blacks, I believe. I believe that's what should happen here. Yeah, I believe that's what will be done, or maybe an EOL had been given already to him. But fire off's going to be from Stamper. Once Stamper goes on 97 of Nash, Brambala, he'll go. But it really doesn't matter how the start that you can get. Sometimes actually getting a better start is not necessarily the best. Ooh, just went through the grass. That was a 15 of Michael Eckhart. What just... we're going to have to look at that when we get a chance. But the 97 doesn't get a terrible one. He's got the 42. Kevin Winker on his bumper. Stamper is having the 14 of William Rice. He's trying to come to him. Already splitting it 2 lanes most of the way. I don't know what happened to Mike. That was weird. I don't really understand. See Taryn in that truck, or that paint scheme made by Iron Horse in the bottom. You can see the 77. They're already going 3 wide. Andrew, he's all the way up, so not really a 3 wide move, really. Exactly. As you can see, he's just all the way up in that top lane. Not really doing much. Tate's been able to kind of hold on to the draft. He's not had anything really hurt him, but the 97's gone to the lead, followed by Winker. So Stamper wasn't even able to hold it for a lap. But the 9, he's got the 23 of Whitaker behind him, trying to give him a shove. That's Jace trying to come on the outside, not really getting much movement so far. Whitaker's moving around. Drivers are going to start moving around, chasing the bumper of the truck in front of them, trying to stay perfectly lined up. And that's when you can see a lot of accidents start to happen, because they want to be exactly lined up with them, but that middle lane is starting to show their strength. But back to what I was saying, the drivers want to be lined up exactly, and you'll see a lot of trucks start moving because they're chasing the truck in front of them, trying to stay perfectly lined up. And the 9 moves off the line just for a little bit, but you don't have to be perfectly lined up. But you'll see drivers trying to do that. They'll really start to chase each other, which with these trucks, you can shove a little bit more, because the flat end is pretty, or the front end is pretty flat. I said the wrong way. Brain's still not working, but in the 9s, you can see Whitaker's all over his bumper, trying to give him a shove. Terrence just kind of riding back there, not really in anybody's way. Might as well just kind of ride. Now you can just ride at this point. If you got 55 laps, I believe fuel will last about 15 to 18 laps depending on where you are. If you're up front most of the time, it'll probably only do you about 15, because you're having to drag that whole pack with you. As a 9, he's gone to the front. He's trying to look around, but he's going to leave Whitaker. Whitaker's going to leave the outside lane. He's got the 04. That is not the 04. That is somebody else. Let's see who that is. No, that is, sorry, look right over him. Ambrose is trying to shove Whitaker. Some drivers go down on the apron. Some drivers, you can see what I mean? They're starting to chase each other. But we'll go back and look really quick while they're doing this. What had happened to Michael Eckhart? I was very confused on what happened to him. So Michael Eckhart. So I'm just going to go rewind really quick, because I don't know. So downshifts and maybe his wheel died possibly. I'm not fully sure there. But as I've gone by, the 9's gone back to the top. He's in front of the 04. Whitaker's gone down to the bottom in the front. The 97 of Nash trying to get a shove by for him. He's working all around. We got somebody going 4 wide. That's Tate around the top. He's trying to go to the outside of the 16 of Brian. Tate's all alone. He's got no help. So he might want to tuck in as soon as he can. Tate made that aggressive move. Didn't work. Andrew might be looking. You can see Andrew, that blue truck in the background right behind Tate. Maybe comes to his rescue. Tate runs in the Ghost League. So he's a familiar face that I know. He was my teammate last season before I decided to not race and take this broadcasting job that I was offered by Chris Hupka. But Tate found a way back in line. He's got Andrew kind of following him now. They're trying to catch the 71 of Derek Raleigh in front of them, but there's action up front. Drivers just side by side for about 8, 9 rows back, I'd say. You got the 6 of Andrew, blinks for half a second, tries to go the outside of the 60. I believe that may not be the 60, though. Yes, that's not the 60. That is a differently stamped truck. But Andrew's trying to make it on the outside all alone. He just got no help. Tate will Tate do? Tate will try to go outside. Andrew's trying to side draft as hard as he can just to have a chance. But can 2 trucks somehow mount something? It's really hard to see anybody doing that because of just the numbers. They just don't have the numbers that they need right now. And you need the numbers for a certain amount of line, but they're making it work. They've gotten past people now. They're going to try to catch the 4 of Nathan Harper in front of them. Andrew and Tate are making it work in that top lane. It's only 2 trucks, but seems like they're not having to put a lot of steering into it, and that's not slowing them down at all. Yet you see Andrew, Tate, I'm surprised they're doing this. Tate's just staying glued to Andrew's bumper as much as he can. Taryn, I think he realizes he sees what Tate's doing. He's decided to hop out of line. He wants to try to get to Tate. You see the 15 of Eckhart. He's on the bottom. Tate gets a little bit antsy in that corner, kind of goes up the track a little bit. Luckily, there was nobody to the outside of him. Taryn's trying to catch the draft of Tate now. Andrew blinks out for half a second. Going to give Tate maybe a little bit of a second thought. Maybe I don't want to be pushing this guy. Maybe it'd be a better idea for me to run alone here. I believe the 15 is, how many laps? 15 down. He's down 2 laps. So he's going to have to be hoping for at least 2 cautions. Hopefully they don't happen, though, because you don't want this to become a wreck fest. But they're still 3 wide. They've been going 3 wide for about 2 laps now. Taryn, Andrew, and Tate are all on that top lane. It's only 3 trucks, but they're going to start to gain more as Taryn decides to go right back down to the bottom. He doesn't want to have anything to do with that. Tate is still on Andrew's bumper. But Whitaker, he still leads out front. He's facing a little bit of a challenge from the 9 of Jace being shoved by the 04 of Ambrose. They've not been really able to break away at all. I'm surprised that they're running 3 wide for this long. Drivers just holding their line pretty well. The 97 comes up maybe just a little bit. I think drivers really know that. 9's trying to side draft hard. You see how close he gets to him. Tate finds his way back in. That leaves Andrew all alone. Now Taryn hops out in front of Andrew. Maybe guys that run at HSR, they're deciding to, maybe we can be teammates here. Looks like they got a Pals truck. That is a 71 of Derek Raleigh. He's looking. He decides not to because he doesn't have the run that he needs. But Tate, he's making his way back up through the field now. He's up to 6th. I believe he probably had a VR issue early on because he pulled off, and I believe he just had it die on him. But 9, he's starting to lose a little bit of ground. You see Nathan Harper on the top also with Taryn and Andrew behind them. They're getting a big shove. Tate's moving around. He's hopped out to the outside now. Going to try to take the challenge to the 04. He gets a little bump from the 04. Maybe just hard side draft when he kind of got into him just a little bit net code. Ambrose, he's trying to get to him right now. Tate has the 4 of Harper. Taryn goes right back down to the bottom. Goes actually to the middle. He maybe would have stayed there. Tate's going to try to cut down in front of him. Taryn's going to let him in ever so slightly. He decides not to. Tate decides maybe I'm not clear enough to come down in front of Taryn. I might as well just run that high line just a little bit longer. Maybe it wouldn't have been such a good idea to do that. He decides not to, just tucks right back out from him. Tate's all alone on that top lane right now, but the 9, he's gone back to the lead for half a second. He's got the 04 of Ambrose. Whitaker has a 97 of Nash. 9, oh, comes down right in front of Whitaker, gets turned through the grass. I don't think that's going to be a caution. No, it's not. Drivers just scatter, get around that wreck, but that's heavy front end damage on Whitaker. See what happened here real quick. Go to the 23 of Whitaker. Believe the 9 just tries to cut down in front of Whitaker, and he's just not clear yet. We'll rewind it here. I'll play it. Yeah, I don't believe he was totally clear of Whitaker. Let's look at the 9's view. Yeah, he just wasn't totally clear yet. He just tried to come down in time and wasn't there. It's going to put the 9 in a really weird position. He'll probably go a lap down really quick as DeWeese is the only truck 1 lap down right now. So he's going to latch on to this group. Hope a caution comes out. He'll be able to get his lap back, but it's going to be hard for the 9 also. They're still trying to run that high line. Andrew's kind of dedicated to it at this point, I'd say. He's really wanting to run it. They're starting to move around now. You see Whitaker's still trying to lead. Taryn tucks out. Going to try to lead that middle lane. The middle lane at these super speedways always seems to have some sort of odd strength here. You wouldn't think that that little amount of trucks would work, but it can really do something. He's got Whitaker shoving him. Whitaker has that front end damage, but he's still able to push. If he doesn't have engine damage, he should be fine. As I'm surprised it gave him that much damage from being a front end contact like that. You normally don't see that heavy of damage, but it really dented in the front end of his truck. I will let this go. Drivers have kind of calmed down now at this point, I say. Not really doing much at all. 42's trying to make, as I say, they get wiggly. Tate wiggles. Tate, you can see Tate's been bump drafting people. You can see the front end's kind of a little mangled. He hops in front of the 42 of Kevin Winker. He's got the 8 of Braxton Deweese behind him also. Deweese, experienced plate racer here at HSR. Tate's trying to come down a side draft. See him kind of shoot down to the bottom. Tate's being left all alone. He's got no help. He's going to have to probably tuck in behind Deweese when he gets a chance. Really the only option he has at this point. I don't know why my chat is not working here. Hold on, let me see why this is not working. It should be refreshing so I can read what you all are saying here. That's not it either. Taryn, he's trying to mount his way. It'd be kind of weird if you saw the man that runs it here win it. That'd be pretty cool though. Never get to see Taryn race, but he's leading the middle lane. Is that 16's getting on the bumper? The 4, you saw the 04 kind of move around there for half a second. Got a little bit squirrely. As Taryn hops down, bottom lane's going to leave Whitaker, but Whitaker, I don't know if he's the best leader in that top lane, not because he can't drive, but because he has that front end damage, and it's so heavy. Looks like he's really gotten some damage. He's gotten the front end just smashed in at that point. Sorry, I have to answer something on Discord here. So I'm just trying to see. Did not realize. Oh, Biggles is in here. Hey, Biggles, sorry, I just saw your Discord message, man.
It's okay, my friend. A little bit late there. Customs holding me up, but how's this all hanging out here in Talladega?
Man, it's going pretty well. Drivers are kind of being pretty even. We already saw somebody go through the grass. That was 9 of Jace, but he's probably going to go a lap down here really soon as they're going to actually catch him pretty well. But they're already been going 3 wide. Definitely more racing than what they were last race. Was just no cautions yet. A little bit shorter race, only 5 laps. We got some trucks that have some damage, but it's not too bad on their end. But they're still trying to go 3 wide. Tate up in that top lane trying to make it work. He just can't get anybody to go with him. He's got the 71 of Raleigh trying to come behind him, shoved by the 6 of Andrew. Now they leave Tate again. Tate actually goes down into the bottom just in time. Drivers are trying to make that 3rd lane work, but they get somebody for about one or two laps, and then they decide, man, I don't want to work with you anymore, and they go right back down the bottom. Just not good for anybody that tries to make it work. But Taryn still maintains the lead. I might have been wrong about Whitaker. Whitaker's actually snatched it from Taryn for just half a second. He's getting a huge shove from the 97 of Nash down the front stretch. Tate's still trying to stay outside, just not getting to... No, sorry, that's not Tate. That's actually Andrew. Still trying to make it work on the outside here.
Shake and bake, baby. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Shaking and baking. I don't know how much baking you ought to be doing. There's the kitchen, maybe. The kitchen sink. Oh, this is getting spicy. On the outside, as you mentioned there, the high line.
Yeah, they
a lap.
I believe within, I think, lap 8, they were already trying the outside lane, like the very, very top lane. They had trucks that would go with them and work sometimes, and then they get something. You saw Tate and Andrew a little bit earlier. They kind of hooked up together, got it going. Tate had VR issues, I believe, earlier. He's already back to where he started. He's trying to get past Kerry Whitaker. He's trying to take the lead from Nathan. If he can get a good shove from Andrew, or not Andrew, it's actually Raleigh. There's so many blue truck paint schemes in here. Tate's trying to get that shove. He's hoping that Nash can get to his bumper, but that bottom lane is starting to gain a little bit more trucks, and there's only a certain point to where that middle lane will work, and they just can't overpower him, as Tate's actually been left by the 71. They're going to go 3 wide again. 71 has a 6 of Andrew. Andrew's looking around on Tate's bumper. Tate's going to have the 30 of Kenneth come to his rescue. Might just be a little bit too late for him now. He's going to have to fight as hard as he can, side draft the trucks. Maybe Raleigh will realize, man, it's just not worth it, and decide to tuck in behind Kenneth, as I believe he probably will now. Yes, he will. So the drivers, they try to make it 3 wide, realize it doesn't work, and then they just all decide to tuck back in together.
They are now. They're going to shift it. And then we got Julie Paul out there going, go Nash. I can hear you. We can hear you. I'm over all these cars, believe it or not, somehow. Highline's going a couple of cars on the inside. There it is, all over the place, mate. And we got 15 of the 55. I have to say, pretty good at the moment. Touchwood. I don't want to jinx it.
Oh, Tate goes right. Oh, Tate made a huge checkup. Drivers hitting each other now. Almost a wreck. Oh, my Lord.
I cursed it. No?
Drivers able to save, I think, Tate when you hop down in front of the truck on that bottom lane. There's actually pit stops. That might have been a very weird plan from these drivers. But almost a wreck as Whitaker almost spins out coming onto pit road. Nash follows him at Harper, and then you have Taryn in that group. But that was almost a wreck with them trying to get on pit road. Tate jumped down right in front and kind of slowed everyone down, as I knew they would have to come pit road very soon, so I believe these drivers will probably follow them, but almost catastrophe. As soon as you say a clean race and they almost wreck.
I'm actually watching it right now, a little bit delayed on the Twitch feed, and now I'm getting the excitement. You just said about, you know, it happens. It's Australia. It's a latency. As I mentioned, I'm seeing all the pit lane. In the end, you are about 10 seconds ahead of me. Wow. I understand exactly what you just mentioned.
Yeah, man. Hold on. I will send you
You're okay. You're okay. Keep the action going. We're going to wait for a yellow. We're going to wait for some sort of caution.
Andrew, he's leading that bottom lane. See if they come down pit road now. I don't think they will. They're not looking like it. The 42 of Winker's got the 8 of Deweese. Deweese is a lap down. I believe he missed the start just a little bit, but the 04 is fighting on the outside. They're still going to go 3 wide, giving each other plenty of room. That's the one good thing about Talladega. You can really fan out. Oh, I just put water all over my desk. Thank God this keyboard's waterproof, but drivers are just going at it right now as I got to get a towel.
Are the drivers waterproof? Are they sweat-proof?
Hopefully.
And, do they get a kiss from Nicole Kidman?
Oh, gosh, this is not good. I got water everywhere. I don't even care at this point.
Okay? Commentator down! Commentator down! No, it's okay. It's got a 3 breast, mate. Don't worry about that water right now. It's a 6 row. It's a freeway. It's like traffic trying to get into this track. Look at this.
We're going to see if the drivers are going to come down pit road soon. They have to come down within a lap or two. I believe they'll probably come down this lap. We'll see what Andrew does. If Andrew goes down, yet they're already going down. Going to start fanning out, going down pit road. Early on, looks like everybody else is going to follow them. As you see somebody almost drill somebody in the back. I'm not sure who that was. Somebody almost got nailed. I believe it was a 14. See the 9. The 9 was kind of, he was the truck that almost got spun. Luckily he didn't. He's kind of having to go down pit road with this group, so he doesn't go more than a lap down. But everybody gets in pretty clean. They just got to get in clean off, as I'll actually go and run and grab a towel while they're doing pit stops here.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And I hope your keyboard's okay. And yeah, see, that's what happens, isn't it? With the entertainment that they're doing here, the HSR trucks. They're just throwing water all over the casting booth right now, as a whole bunch of people are heading the pit lane, just exactly what you mentioned. And I'm gonna I should be the one that's actually putting your keyboard down at the moment, my friend, as you can kind of keep the action, keep the casting, keep the microphone all boosted. Wow, what a way to spend your Saturday night racing entertainment. Of course, money up for grabs, money invested. That's what it's all about, isn't it? It's all about the risk it for the biscuit. Isn't that the key, what they say? You drinking tea, perhaps, with the Queen of England? No, you're not. Not in this neck of the woods.
Finally gotten back. I'm having to drink so much water because my throat had decided to die this week, so I've been dealing with a sore throat. So that's why
you need to save your throat, my friend, because you are very much the voice of this motorsports championship.
As drivers, looks like some of them came down a little bit later, but Andrew, he comes out with the lead. He's got Tate on his bumper, the 9. If he finally bites the dust. He goes a lap down, and had to happen sooner than later. They're kind of in a group right now. They need to get the 30 of Kenneth. But drivers, they kind of came out in a little bit of a different position here, so they're not going to be all together just quite yet. Caution will have to bring them together. So nope. Uh-oh, that's not good at all.
Nope. Don't you go spilling in here more stuff.
No, it's not spilled. I got a key being pressed down, and I'm not touching it, so evidently.
Oh, well, that might be a waterproof keyboard. Maybe not that much waterproof, but yeah. It's the worst thing as well, too. You're casting, so there's no way you can turn the pictures off. And
I got it. It stopped. I stopped pressing it. I took the whole key off of it, so it quit. But luckily I didn't do anything to the stream.
It's action on track, and it's action up in the booth as well.
And knocking over water bottles, taking everything down with me. Might as well just take down my whole PC at the same time with it. But Andrew,
no, please no PC water. Water equals PC equals bad.
Well, I am water cooled, but Tate, he's gone to the outside. He's got that 9. That's a lap truck trying to follow him. Andrew goes all the way down to the apron. Maybe decides I don't want to be up here at this point. Don't really blame him because it can kind of go bad for some of these drivers here. So I actually flip this upside down so it'll let it drip the water out. So I don't need it to do that though.
Gasoline Avenue right now, 21 of 55.
It looks like we've got some drivers over here. Having a little connection issue maybe. That might have been my end. It would have been a little bit weird there, but drivers kind of calmed down now. But they've kind of broken into 2 packs. You see what we have here. So we've gotten, actually I'll pull up the track map here so I can see. So we've gotten a pack up front, pack a little bit behind. It's about 3 seconds. And then from 12th to 14th, there's a pack there, but it's really, you're really focusing on this main group up here. Got Raleigh on the outside. I believe he's being shoved by the 16 of Brian. Tate's being shoved by that 9 of Jace, and he's got the 42 behind him. Jace is coming off the bottom just a little bit. Maybe wants to hold that line just a little bit harder, not getting off it too much. As Jace kind of messed himself up early. He tried to cut down just too fast as the 16 comes down right in front of Braxton DeWeese. DeWeese has to get out of the throttle as the 9 has hit Tate during the trial. Well, Tate's all the way on the apron because that's the 9. I believe he sent him in there and tried to bump draft him. I know Tate's not happy having a truck that's not even on the lead lap messing with him like that.
Yeah, outside line at the moment there, but they didn't throw him off. They took the inside. There it is, Tate and the 71. There's the 18. And they are, as you mentioned, the top 6 there. About 3 second gap back to the second pack. What's happening? Who's really on the inside of the apron here?
Let's see. Not sure just yet, but
I'm actually a little delayed on that one. I apologize. My pitch is, once again, takes a little bit of time to go to Australia.
Yeah, I believe oh. Here.
You have it, my friend. Yep, your trackside.
Yeah, I've sent you, the name of it's just HSR, and I sent you the
Thank
password.
You, sir.
That'll let you see it. It's the 30.
I'm outside at the moment. Security's messing with him at the moment. I don't have it right exactly past, but you're doing it. You're letting security know. This is what it's all about.
They don't want to let the crazy Australian in. Just yet.
I wouldn't know that, mate. 23, 25.
Oh, what in the... Tate goes... Oh, that's Andrew. Goes all the way from bottom to top. Shoots to the track. Don't know what that was, but Andrew just shoots it. Decides to go to the outside. These drivers up front are being pretty... I can't really say pretty calm anymore. They're starting to really amp up. Stamper's getting a shove from the 9. The 9 about sent Tate around in the tribal, bumping him. He needs to be a little bit more careful. His drivers, when they get shoved from a lap car and it about wrecks them, they get very, very furious with them. I've had drivers come over the radio, and I've heard it in open stuff, and drivers are just not happy with how their race sometimes, but they can't be too mad if the 9 doesn't shove them, but 9's on the bumper, the 30.
I got the button. I can repeat what they just said. It was this.
The 30 almost goes around from the bumper to 71. Oh, that was almost bad.
That was definitely a moment as well.
Oh, yeah, it definitely was. The 9's trying to come down in front of Kenneth. The 9, you don't want to do this. You did this early, and you about got spun out. Watch it, man. Hey, we got the 30 who saves it. Oh, my Lord. Nathan Harper goes sideways. They're crashing now. Huge wreck. Tate locks it down. All because of a lap truck being up there. We'll see what happened here at the start. I believe Kenneth checked. No, the 9 again came down on Kenneth Stamper. Almost wrecks him. Then something happens. The 9. Let's see what happens to the 9. I believe the 9 goes back up.
Oh, I'm watching this back right now on those pictures. And yeah, boom, bang. Tangle.
Oh, yeah, bangle. The 9 almost sends the 71 over right in front of DeWeese. DeWeese, nowhere to go. Tate, nowhere to go. Tate's got it locked up. The 16 squeezes by. That'll be fast repairs for most of those drivers unless they hit it pretty square as Tate actually did. He's kind of lucky how he hit it. 42's got it locked down. The 30 of Kenneth has it locked down. But a lap truck being where it really shouldn't be.
Yeah, it's that 9, isn't it? Just lost the end of it. Slapped. 54 goes spin. I don't know why the 54 went spinning, actually. That was very curious. He was up the road.
I think Tate might have just gotten caught on the tail end just a little bit from that incident.
And then all goes pole shape equals, aka caution. The pace car. Is this the first time the pace car's been out this evening?
Yes, it is his first caution of the night.
Wow. That's pretty impressive considering how close it was bunched up here in a very short circuit.
Yes, I believe that drivers are just going to have to come down pit road here. I believe they pitted on lap 18, so I believe most of them will probably come down top off, fix all the optional that they have. It wouldn't be a bad idea to do that. So some optional will help you if you have about 30 seconds. You should be fine.
The fast repairs, the optional as well adds to it, and the fast repairs are pretty much fast repairs, right? So,
well, I mean, there's a certain amount optional can fix, but if you have engine damage, you kind of have to sacrifice it and go ahead and use your fast repair because you can't fix that. And if you're down on engine power at super speedways, your race is pretty much gonna be over unless you can fix it.
Got that one called. The pit lane looks it's a busy activity. I mean, and iRacing obviously haven't put those pit crews just frantically trying to put gasoline and tires on those cars. They'll jump into their grid spots, and once again, it is crucial, isn't it, to hit your braking points perfectly on your pit, on your box entrance. Otherwise, you can cost yourself a little bit of time.
Yeah, I've done that so many times, and I'll come in, just doing normal races. I'll miss my pit box, and that'll throw away a race for me. I can't tell you how many times I've done that, but under caution, if you miss it, especially at these tracks, it ain't that big of a deal. You can just back up. Might as well, come back down and top it off. Just get a little bit of extra fuel. Just get maybe a lap on these drivers here so you can have a little bit of an edge on them, but I don't think anybody overslid.
Do you get a windscreen wipe there or something like that? Do they wipe the windscreen up there? Put a bit of duct tape on any of the damage you've done?
They will use I believe in real life, they'll use Bear Bond, which is just a huge piece of tape, and they'll try to tape up the whole truck, maybe do a windshield tear off, just rip it off the front of these cars for the Xfinity truck and Cups. That they have that they'll do, and they'll take a hammer and they'll start beating the fenders out if they've been beat in. As if it was real life, the 42, they'd be banging the hood, trying to put Bear Bond all over it. Andrew,
panel beating, love it.
It's like Braxton, I think he got his lap.
Yeah, it's the same in the GT that I've cast with as well too. Like little tear-offs actually on the actual windscreen.
Yeah,
can actually cost you about a half a second or something like that. If you're taking tires, you would do it. It depends if you're taking, in this case, if you're just taking fuel, then. And then again, you got a caution, so lap cars, 27 of 35. So Mr. Marvel is doing this one over Harper, I believe, currently, as we're on lap 27.
I believe that. So we got Marvel, Harper. They have pitted on lap 26. I believe they came down and topped. No, they came down last lap. The 8, I believe he should be the lucky dog here really soon. I believe he should get waved around relatively quick. But you see Taryn, the man that runs it here, he's decided to race this time. Braxton, I think he might not be getting the wave around this time because he's going to come down pit road. So I was probably wrong about that then if I had to guess.
Yeah, don't you get picking on Taryn. We got commentating cursing, we got commentating blessing. And the boss man, we gotta make sure Taryn's okay, so don't put the camera on him too much.
Tate's going to come back down in pit road, top off, maybe fix. I don't see if he did his optional. I have to get a... Looks like he took his... Yeah, he did take his fast repair because his sides have no scrapes on it, so...
That's good. At the chat there, Chris, Julie, let us know. Guys, girls, zeros and ones. Any picks? Got a Harper, we got a Nash. So that's the fan club out there for the audience. The audience can make a little bit of a boost difference.
I actually found
out. We're under our first caution.
Found out during one of the streams, Deweese actually has a fan page that was in the chat during one of them asked, so how do y'all know Deweese? And said, we're from Deweese's fan page. And I was like, there is no way. So maybe they may be here tonight watching their driver race. He's a lap down, but he's not out of it just yet. He can probably come back from this if another caution happens and he's able to.
I can't hear him. Josh says, damn, they're taking it seriously. If you're talking about us taking it seriously, I know those drivers are taking it very seriously. But you and I are definitely taking this seriously, my friend. You've been doing this a long, long time. I remember growing up watching television and listening to your casting. So, yeah, you've been around, my friend. Lapping the sun and lapping laps around this track. Of course, you have We're at 55. We're about halfway through here, so you more laps to go.
Yeah, they'll be coming green this time, but it's going to be a 16 of Brian Marvel. He'll lead him to the green. He's going to have the 4 of Nathan Harper to his outside. Behind Brian, he's going to have the 23 of Whitaker. Behind the 4, he will have the 97 of Nash Brambala. I believe he is a new racer here. I believe we have a couple. I think Bill, Nash, Ambrose. Let's see who else. Jace is new. Eckhart is a repeat person. McDonald, he is the race control, so he doesn't show up. Britton had to back out last second during that. So
who's the biggest gainers in this caution at the moment?
It's the 12 has gained, or I'm sorry, the 16 has gained 12 positions. And the 78 has gained 12 positions. They're up 12. The biggest loser right now is a 13 of
pace car's going in.
54 Tate, but that long restart zone, drivers have to wait forever to get the green flag here at Talladega, and that's one thing that
Barney's there. Barney's there. Sure he is. Hopefully, Barney's not there. We're in big trouble.
The 16 has nobody behind him. Doesn't get a good start at all. The 4 has got the 97 of Nash on his bumper. 16's got to hope that the 23 of Whitaker can get to him. I think Whitaker maybe used his faster brake. He had a little bit of a beat in front end by sending the 9. Spinning around, 9 cut down in front of him a little bit too early. I believe the 9 has gotten back on. No, he's not, still a lap down. 16's got no help. He's got to hope that Whitaker can get to his bumper. Nathan Harper has the 97 of Nash shoving him as good as he can right now. Drivers only going 2 lanes right now. As you can see, the 97 is giving Nathan a huge shove down the front stretch, or sorry, back stretch. They're going to cut down. Taryn's gone to 3rd now. He's got the 30 of Kenneth Stamper on his bumper. This is the first time I've really saw Taryn race. They go back up to the top. I think they realize that bottom lane just doesn't work, because Nathan, he's going to go back down bottom again. Nash is going to get a huge run on him. He's going to have Taryn shoving him. Top lane only has 4 trucks. That bottom lane has everybody that they could ask for right now, but I just don't think it's going to work out for them. In the end, they have to have somebody to shove them, as they're going to have some more help now. I believe that's the 71 of Raleigh. He's kind of the straggler in that top lane. He's got the 14 of William coming to his bumper. You see Tate in that truck right there. He's trying to hold on to it. He might have lost the draft. Now he's trying to probably have to hop down in that bottom lane, because he's not going to have any help. He can hop down behind the 04 of Ambrose, but he's got to do it very quick, because he's going to try to stay up there. Whitaker switches lanes a little bit late. You saw it before it cut away. Whitaker's gone up to that top lane. As Kenneth is trying to take the fight to the 97 of Nash. Just can't do it right now. Terrence found his way to the bottom. You see Derek, he got in the accident, that first caution. So damage wasn't too much to him, really all on the side. It kind of got lucky where he's gotten hit. Whitaker, I believe he did take his faster brake. His hood's been dented a little bit. Stamper's trying to go down in front of Nash. Not clear just yet. Or else that spotter tells him, man, you got a guy inside. You can't come down too quickly. I think he realizes that. Terrence still trying to push the 97 of Nash. Just not on his bumper exactly. Whitaker has the 60. I believe that's not the 60. That is another truck number here. Have to find out who that is. He's got this. Who's that? I'll find it out later. Somebody's behind him. That's not the 60. Stamped has a 60, but the 30's finally gotten a good shove from the 71 behind him. He might try to go down to the bottom. As he does, he's going to cut down in front of Nash. But that's going to leave the 71 of Derek to lead the outside, followed by the 14. They've got the 23 of Whitaker. Whitaker actually decides not to. Goes right back down to the bottom. Nash goes back to the top. He's going to try to get Stamper with his own move now. Now Stamper's going to have to rely on Taryn to come to his bumper. 97's just clear now. He can come down. He's got a good enough room, but he's going to decide to stay on that outside lane, not come down in front of him. Decides maybe I don't want to cut down in front of you too fast, because that can end up very bad.
You got to be very careful. I always say you're going to drive that car as close as you possibly can to the wall. Be nice to that wall. Buy dinner if you need to, but don't ever take it to third base. They can end all pearl-shaped, but at the moment that is all not going necessarily pearl-shaped for any of these gladiators. Souls, victims perhaps of the wall.
71. Tate's just kind of straggling back there. He's not really doing much. I think he's barely holding on to this draft at this point. Deciding to stay top lane. I think he realizes it now. Gets down behind the 4. That is not the, wait, no, that is the 4. No, it isn't. That's some other truck. Anyway, when you run unstamped numbers, it's kind of hard to match them up. The 30's got the 71 trying to shove him now. Terrence still on that bottom lane. Got that beautiful paint scheme made by Iron Horse Liveries. That man can make some good paint schemes, I tell you that much.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you. Iron Horse? What's it called? Just real quick.
It's called Iron Horse Libraries. He's 30 euros. He's pretty expensive, but man, they
Somebody
are
shout that
absolutely
out
worth it.
in the chat. No, shout it out in the chat. Absolutely, because it's a great looking livery. And hey, $30, mate. They're putting more money in this tournament tonight. So yeah, you invest for the best.
I've had him make, I think, about 3 or 4, and they always just turn out absolutely amazing. He does whatever you need. If you need a paint,
It takes
you
you
definitely go to Iron
hours,
Horse.
mate, to do that. So yeah, $30, mate. That's like a burger and fries these days, isn't it? So why not?
Yeah, might as well. 30's trying to fight. He's trying to get the 71 up to his bumper. He's just not getting the aero shove that he needs. The 71 isn't able to close that bubble and give him a shove just yet. He's kind of maintaining just a little bit of a gap. He can get up on the bumper of the 30 of Stamper. He can give him a good shove as they're getting close to inside 20 to go. The 71's looking to the outside of Kenneth. Tate is on that high line, working by himself. He's got the 8 of Deweese. Deweese struggling with a lap down. Tate, oh, the 60's coming up the block on Tate. Almost bad right there. I just think the 60 saw the run, kind of came up right in front of Tate. They're going to try to get a high line going.
Who into 3 now? Are they going to stick to this? That's a bit to back off. No, they're not, mate. They're sticking to the 3s.
It's like we've got William on the top lane. He's going to sandwich Stamper in the middle, kind of in a weird spot now. They're not really 3 wide just yet as they are. Now they're going to put Raleigh in the middle. Terran's on the bottom. This top, that very, very top lane's lost drivers. Tate, I think he's rising. And I don't have a faster part. I kind of want to just ride around and see if they get a little bit crazy here. Not really bumping each other. They're still going to go 3 wide, though. It's 3 wide for 2 rows back right now. Stamper on the bottom. Raleigh in the middle, the 14 of William. He's all the way on the top.
Los Angeles freeway trying to maneuver between cars. Look at this. This is amazing.
Oh, the 04 comes up just a little bit. Maybe didn't wash up too bad. Able to hold his line there. Looks like that's a 9 that jumps down. Drivers are probably not very happy with the 9 if I had to guess, but Deweese is latched on to that middle. Ooh, Andrew got a little squirrely right there. He got the bumper of the 15. He's all the way in the back. Almost turned him. They're still going to go 3 wide.
At the moment, I'm not quite sure if you want to be sticking your nose in anywhere because the old plastic surgeon might have that chopped off. Interesting.
You got to be very, very careful with what they're doing. I'm surprised they're able to hold this line. As you know, in these trucks, you can kind of hold a line a little bit better. Super speedways are pretty good at it just because that flat front end, the 4 comes up, almost puts the 04 into the 14. But these trucks are not very hard to handle on these super speedways. Now, when you get in the next gens, it's a different story. They kind of want to wash up the track. Those things have a lot of horsepower. I absolutely love driving those, but sadly they don't run them here.
Ricey, you've been washing enough of your keyboard off at the moment with the water. This is exciting, mate. You're spilling drinks. Sweat. Hopefully no blood, of course, only in a virtual world. And tears could be potentially for who can't get this one. Who's gone on the high wall? That's a risky move.
I think the 14 might have gotten shucked out there. He's got the 60. I want to see who that 60 is. I believe that 60 may be
20 to go as well, mate.
That
is
is
going to
okay.
go as quick as you can count to 20.
So this no, wait, I'm confused now. Who is the 60? I really want to know who the 60 is in this race.
Yeah, I can't even give you that feedback at the moment because there's so much action going on. But Stamper's leading there. The 30.
O'Reilly's going to get split 3 wide. The 04 is going to go to his outside. And have to hope the 60. I don't know who the 60 is. He's the black horse right now. Nobody knows who he is. I don't even have a clue who that driver is. But he's trying to help Raleigh in the middle. Raleigh's going to fall back really quick, though. The 04 is getting a huge run on the outside. He's got the 14 glued to his bumper. The 16 shoving the 14. Tate goes in the middle. He's going to try to help Raleigh now. Tate's been kind of hanging in the back ever so slightly, not moving up a lot. Kind of staying there. I think he realizes, man, I don't have to make my move just yet. I think the 14 got in the wall a little bit. Going to have to hold on to the draft as best as he can.
Bracey, this could be one of those top 10 it'll either be top 10 highlights in iRacing or not top 10 highlights with about 18 or so to go, maybe 17. This could be a massive collision across the line. Who's going to want to win this one? Hopefully, absolutely, we want to have green flag conditions. Barney is Barney, all right? Don't take out Barney across the line.
Yeah, Kenneth
can get this one.
Kenneth, he's gone to the front. He's got Nash. Taryn doesn't race because he has to set up this money race. He's got Dylan being race control, so he's able to race tonight. They were kind of straggling for drivers, a little bit lower the driver count than you would normally see, mainly because of the big kahuna going on from Ron Morris. But now they're moving around. Stamper tried to throw a little bit of a late block. Saw him have to move up the track. Up the track, just God, good lord, up the track just a little bit.
Yeah, take care of yourself, mate. It's okay. You got a few more laps there.
Tate.
Yeah, this is amazing racing. Absolutely amazing racing. You can watch this all day long, and it'll be caution, caution, caution. But these guys don't even want to see a yellow flag right now. It's green all the way.
Yeah, drivers only had one caution, really, and that was lap truck due in tow. 71's moving around off of Tate. Tate's giving him shot after shot like a doctor. He's just not letting him get away.
Oh, it's that triple vaccine, quadruple vaccine. I'm not sure. COVID's over. Don't worry about you get a jab, and the only jab.
Oh, you see him moving around again. Yeah. Tate is shoving the 71 of Raleigh, getting him really loose. I think Tate decides, I don't want to be up there. Okay, I'm done shoving you. I'm going to go to the back of this group right now. You all can go have fun. I will save my fuel.
Push comes to shove. Shove comes to push, doesn't it, at the end of the day?
I believe they're going to have to come down pit road, though. Really? Lap 26.
How many laps are we on at the moment? How many to go?
They pitted on lap 26, so they will have to come down, I believe, lap 41, 42, I'd say. So they might be able to get inside their pit windows. They're going to be coming really close to it. Maybe see them coming down pit road this time or the next time by, and that'll put them on their pit window. But it's going to be interesting to see how many groups break out.
Stamper in the 30 car? Do you have to follow? Yeah, here we go. I think it's pit road now. Do you follow him in, but that's the key, isn't it? The leader is the one that may be making the call.
Yeah, you see only 4 trucks came down. We'll see what Stamper does. What Stamper does may kind of pull these other trucks with them. Might not, but the 71's getting a good shove from the 04.
He could be the lift stamper, send it right in the mail. He could be the one basically deciding whether or not you're going to be receiving your package here this evening. And the package potentially could be, and then again, my puns are coming this one. But yeah, you're right, 30 car, look at that. He's the one that could elect, and you've got to remember too, if you're on the very outside lane and you want to go on the pit lane, unfortunately, unless anybody else goes to the pit lane, you can't. Unless you can jump cars.
Yeah, that's one thing that the drivers, this is where in real life, if you ever listen to Radioactive, this is where spotters are trying to get their drivers down into that bottom lane, because you can't go from the top to the bottom at Talladega. You have to either force your way in line on the bottom, or you have to drop all the way to the back and come with everybody else. But see, most likely group is going to be this bottom group this time by. They might come down the pit, might just be trying to stretch their fuel just a little bit so they can be a little bit
I'm
safer
seeing a couple
fuel.
drop into the bottom, mate. So I look at this. There's a few more to the bottom. Let's have a look at the strategy. Goes by really quickly. Got to be in the inside line, obviously, if you're going to go in the pit lane. Otherwise, there's no chance, as you mentioned. No chance to get there.
Yep, there they come. Oh, Kenneth waits a little bit. Kenneth doesn't go. Who comes down pit road? I believe 97 of Nash. Tate gets in there super deep. You saw a brake lockup, that smoke coming from his tires. So it's Nash, Tate, Taryn, Carey, and Nathan Harper is the last truck, so he's going to have a really fast
It's going to be a good strategy because everybody else staying at the moment. They're going to clear that, come back out. Probably knowing that everybody... Do you think, obviously, there's nowhere Stamper can go at the end, can he?
Oh, that is not good. Harper probably just shot himself in the foot right there, overslid his pits. So he's going to be way behind coming out of pit road. He was already way behind coming in.
He had the Miller or a heavy, not the Miller Light. He was right in front of that grandstand as well, too.
Yeah, he just wasn't able to get it. See what this group does. Will they come down pit road this time? They're going to be led by the 16 of Brian. He's on the bottom. If he wanted to come this time, he could. See what Derek does. They might, because they can be sure on fuel now. They're not going to come down pit road. They're going to stay out. So
if you're the 60 on the outside, you can't anyway. You're going to rely on them to box.
We're going to have to see what are these drivers going to do now. We're going to have to watch this whole pit. Are they going to be caught in time? Tate is really far out there, so he's got absolutely no help. He's got to hope that Taryn can get a shove from Whitaker. The 97 can get a shove from Taryn to get them up to Tate. They're going to ride around the 97.
And they can't go to the end, can they? How many laps are we down now? Just to verify with everybody on the track. I think 14, 13 to go.
I believe they can go to the end now because it's about 15 laps on fuel, so they'll be able to make it from here. They're going 3 wide now. 60, 14, 9's in the middle. It's a lap truck. Maybe they need to come to pit road pretty soon as they're going to try to stretch their fuel as long as they can. I don't blame them. They're still going to stay out. Tate, where's Tate at? See car number.
I might drink a couple of Fosters, mate, and breathe into that gas tank and give them a little bit more fuel. They're going to need everything. Is there any lifting and coasting? Could you imagine this deep into a race?
Looking at their speeds, they are running. See, they're running almost 10 miles an hour slower, so they're trying to save as much fuel as they can, for sure. Just looking at their speeds right now.
All right, predictions out there, everybody. You've got some minute chances, they call it. A bit of bragging rights in the chat.
This group here is... Oh, this is not a bad group at all. See, Andrew came in pretty early. He came in 2 laps earlier, but this group has kind of gotten back together. So maybe they can mount something to this group that's in front of him. It's last truck on that
single
is
file
PJ.
now too.
Because there
could be pit opportunities if you want to, but is it enough time? It's a single file.
Don't believe this group will have to pit. They should be able to make it to the end, maybe stretch it just a little bit, but they're definitely gaining on PJ. How long does this front group stay out? Because if they're lifting like they are, they're not going to be gaining the speed that they need to stay in front when they come out of the pit. So it's kind of, how can you calculate when you come out of pit road? Is this going to hurt the 14? That's the
I feel like you're betting on whether or not Blockbuster will still sell DVDs in the future, or whether Netflix will have subscriptions. Not sponsored by Netflix, but we're going to find out. About 10 to go now. You have to commit, right? I have to say pit stop is going to murder you.
Yeah, if you're going to do it, you got to do it pretty soon, and you can't wait any longer. They may have changed the fuel load in these trucks. I'm not sure, because I'm not really able to truly see the info on that. But it could have been changed to these trucks can hold more fuel. It could just be, I just don't know yet.
You'll find out.
Oh, yeah, well, you definitely will find out.
Yeah. That's the one guarantee you're going to have, mate.
71, 30, and the 24 come in. So they came in on, I think, lap 26 also. So they were able to go. See, they were able to go to 45.
It's a stretch then. So we may very well see some struggles. But how much time could they afford to lose?
Have to see.
Right now, it's the key, because it's only a handful of laps to go. So yeah, hey, if you're like 2 seconds a lap quicker, that's great, but you got to catch. That's the key.
Yeah, I think that might be bad. They might have waited just a little bit too long. You see the 6 of Andrew. He's going to run up on these guys. They're going to easily get past them. They're only going to be three trucks.
Traffic on the inside. Oh, that's spicy when you see that, but they cleared them.
Taryn's leading the outside lane. He's got the 23 of Whitaker shoving him. Andrew's on the bottom. He's got the 42 of Winker. Deweese, he's still a lap down. He's got a lot of hope for caution to get back here, but it looks like drivers have been able to keep
Have you seen him run out of gas across the line? I have actually seen that before, so that's very much possible.
Yeah, I've done that multiple times, and I've stretched fuel to where I was literally on fumes coming across the line. Remember, I did that Homestead in the Gen 6, and I was about 0.2 gallons on one race.
I would have got out and pushed that car across the line for you if you needed to, but here we go.
Taryn goes from bottom to top, back in front of Whitaker. And Whitaker had to slow down just a little bit to give Taryn that arrow shove. Drivers know not to bump in the trial. Well, always ends bad. You saw the 9 about send Tate spinning through the grass. So we've had somebody go through the grass earlier.
Saving fuel if you're bump dropping for sure, right?
You can save a little bit. It's really more of an arrow shove that you want from these drivers that are starting to move around now. But I mean, you can do it a little bit, but really kind of turning faster lap times every now and then can't hurt you, especially working in the draft. You're leader up front, they've got their foot to the floor at sea. Like, let's say if you were Tate, you're probably running almost maybe 3/4 throttle. You're actually getting to crack your throttle, get out of it, so you're not running into these guys. So he's actually.
Can we go on board with what are these ladies at the moment and see how they're panning out their throttle acceleration there, lifting or not? I'm not sure. It's so much to just calculate in milliseconds at the moment. Perfect right now. You will tell me as a driver, I have no idea. Is he?
So right now, he's going to be full throttle. You hear him crack it there just a little bit. See if he gets a run, and you'll hear him start to crack his throttle maybe a little bit here. As right there, he got out of it. You can hear that RPM just drop ever so slightly, and he's got his foot back in it. See if he gets a run.
More than what you would be if you're on a full tank of gas. He's a draft as well.
Right now, everybody in front of him, they're pretty much running full speed. He's only getting able to crack it just a little bit. Now, if they were really close on fuel, then he'd be really cracking that throttle, trying to just let it coast and try to get all that he can out of it. But everybody, I think, at this point, they're probably looking at their fuel and saying, yeah, we got enough to the end, full throttle. And just go all the way. Might as well just have a brick taped to your foot, put on the gas pedal. Don't even look at anything else.
Yeah, it's like the boss and there's a brick wall. Anyway, Brycey, what are we down to? 7, 6?
Down to 7 laps to go. Drivers will probably start getting a little bit more antsy. Within 4, you'll start to see them move around. Then with 2 to go, you'll see them really start to switch lanes. Taryn, he's been hanging tough. Andrew blinks. He's always had some connection issues, but I don't believe it's going to be too bad here. Taryn, I never get to see him race. He's leading that outside lane right now. He's got the 23 of Whitaker. Whitaker He races a lot here at HSR. Some of these drivers you see are pretty common.
Could the boss do it? Come on.
Man, that would be
actually great.
That'd be really cool to see. It's kind of be like, Justin Marks when he hopped in the trucks for the Mid-Ohio race, and he was in there. He owns Trackhouse. He decided to race. That'd be kind of cool to see. Somebody who pretty much owns the server.
77 car. That's the boss man right there.
See him right on outside. Right on that hood. Iron Horse, just a beautiful paint scheme overall. That man can paint. I'll give him that. Love to see any paint that he makes on the track. Terran goes down on the bottom. He leaves Whitaker to lead the outside lane. Andrew gets right up to his bum. Andrew, don't hit him. Yeah, now you can hit him. Andrew almost hooks Terran. Got right up his bumper.
You don't want a brown moment right now for everybody to be doing that. Exactly. So there it is. The man, he could be doing it. Darren, I didn't even pronounce the 77 car. That's the key. Look at that. On the inside line. He got on the outside, the inside run here.
I think he might have saw that Whitaker, maybe he can give him a little bit of a shove than Andrew can, but Terran loses a little bit of ground. He gets it all back up from the front end of the 23 of Whitaker. Gets a good shove through the tribal. Outside lane will start to lose a little bit in the tribal. They really tend to gain it on the backstretch. But no, nobody's really bumping on the tribal anyway, because that's just a bad place to be hitting each other in general.
I wouldn't want to be hitting anybody at that in excess of 200 miles an hour on this circuit right now. I maybe give you a little slap on the shoulder going, great job, mate. Give you a high five, but yeah, nowhere near anywhere where you want to be bumping and growing these cars right now. Down to about 5 to go. Could the boss man pull it off?
It'd be a sight to see Terran. Really get to see him race. It's kind of cool to see the guy that runs it here race. Andrew's hanging tough on that bottom though. He's got the 42 of Winker giving him a shove every now and then, and then Terran gets a huge run. That middle lane isn't always strong the whole entire time, but when they do become strong, they become like they show their strength. As I say that, you can see the shove that Terran gets from Whitaker. They're coming to 4 to go. Drivers are going to start moving around a little bit more. Maybe
this is when you earn your paycheck now, isn't it? This is when you thought 130 beats per minute was what your heart is running. No, it ain't going to be. Increase that by about 20 beats per minute. Increase it by about, 4,000 beats per minute, because this is it, mate. Crunch time.
Tate's gone to the outside. He's got nobody with him. He's a lone ranger at this point. Needs somebody to go with him. He's just trying to side draft as hard as he can.
If you guys are not excited out there, you should not be watching motor racing, because this is absolutely fantastic. Bruce has already spilled water all over his keyboard. That's how excited he is.
I believe that's the second time I've spilled water. Can't believe I did that. I knew as soon as I grabbed it was going to happen. But Terran still hanging tough, coming to 3 to go.
Bryce, sorry, not Bruce. Bryce, other way, it's the beat. And then,
oh man, I've been called Bruce so many times it doesn't even faze me anymore.
You feel like the Hulk, aren't you? Anyway, who could be the Hulk? Anyone, this one, that's going to be the key. No, remember, Nicole Kidman's waiting there with a nice kiss if you can get this done.
Looking at Tate. Tate, he runs that ghost. He always seems to pull something out of nowhere. Andrew's getting to the bumper. The 77 almost turns Terran. Terran saw that Andrew's getting a good run. He might stay on the bottom now because he saw how much ground can be gained up on the bottom. It's Andrew's going to cross him over now. He's going to go to the top. It's two friends going at it. Terran's going to be on the bottom. He's got to hope that Winker can give him a good shove. Andrew's going to go to the lead. Will he come down in front of Terran? He can't do it just yet. Terran's just right there on him. 2 to go.
Yeah, this is it. You got to imagine this is the boss man racing as well, too. You kind of like think, do I really want to beat him? Do I really want to? As you said, he doesn't race very often. He's in the lead of the race. Look at that 77 car. Only a couple laps to go.
Oh, there goes Tate. Sends Whitaker around into the 23. 8 gets into it. 71-15. Caution on the track. That is going to change everything at this point.
Yep. Absolutely. Go back to replay on that one. What happened? It was the midfield. What are we looking at on this where it all went pear-shaped?
I believe the 23 of Whitaker, I'll go from his chase here real quick. I think he comes up in front of Tate, and then Tate kind of nips him just ever so slightly. You can see Whitaker.
Look at the elevation change. I feel like on a roller coaster. Look at this. Exactly.
So Whitaker gets right. It's not really Tate. It's the 97. Whitaker kind of went both lanes. Gets clipped. Yep. I believe the 71 Braxton goes right up in front of the 97. Nowhere to go for him.
Car behind, nowhere to go. Everybody else is clear. So 5 cars got cleared. 4 cars got not very much cleared.
15 somehow dodges him, makes it through that. But Whitaker kind of tried to block both lanes at once, and it just didn't work. I believe drivers are going to have... No, they should be fine on
fuel.
Can't
box now.
One
lap, isn't it?
No, if I was them, I'd be cutting your truck off as well. Actually go on board with Taryn and see if he's actually doing that here.
It's a pace car. They catch the pace car. You got to go for it because now you're lifting Kersey.
He's trying to get on his brakes as hard as he can. Goes past the pace truck or pace car.
So is that allowed? Are you allowed to pass the pace car?
Well, if you, I believe it's
there
within.
It is. Pace car's back.
Yeah, I believe if you do it with 2 to go, it will black flag you. But doing that, just trying to catch up to. If you slow down in time and don't pit, you'll be perfectly fine.
So we'll have 2 to go, right? And have the race control here. And it should be, I would have to say, easy peasy. But there's one driver looking like he really, really wants to get that one done. And maybe 2. But look at that behind him. Is that Senzo?
I believe it's Santo. Santo. Drivers? Are they coming? No, they're not. He's on the apron. 97 and Nash is in. Deweese is in. Deweese saw him get slammed in the quarter. Just nowhere for him to go. Not had a good. I almost spilled my water again. Not had a good night at all for him.
I'm spilling your water.
Well, luckily I'd already drank it all. Now I got another.
I like it. Hydrating is a key. But keyboards and computers don't agree with H2O.
Yeah, sadly they do not.
Keep an eye. So now the 77 car, right? Obviously, of Taran, man that runs this fantastic championship. But is that 42? 42 car should be in P2, right? Right. And there's a pink car on the inside apron. Look at that.
Yeah, I believe Winker is. I think he's actually 3rd. I believe he's just saving fuel, getting on the apron much as he can. But we'll bring in Taryn here real quick.
You can't bring him in right now. Gotta leave him.
That is true.
Let him be stress-free. He could be his first race win here. Don't do that to the poor man, please. Yeah, maybe in a second we can talk to him if he wins the race.
I'll wait to bring him in. I don't want to have him to deal with me at all.
Yeah, no, mate. It's just stress. He's probably just sweating knives at the moment, going, "Come on, I can do it."
We'll see. I believe.
He probably won't even pay himself for the victory, man. He probably share all that wealth to everybody else.
Let's see if Winker is saving fuel. He is not. He's just on the bottom of the track.
So we're going to have 2 green? Is that what's going to be?
They will get... this will be a green-white checker. So when they get the green flag, it'll be 2 to go, and then they'll come back around. White flag will go in the air. I believe they might have 3 of these, I think.
So it's about 3. Okay. Cool. That's a bit of pressure, I have to say, there for Mr. Taran, but we won't tell him about that. He's not listening. Taran, don't listen.
Oh, he's probably got the stream pulled up. I know how.
Guys out there in the chat, give us your predictions, please, for the win. It could be anywhere in the top 5, put it that way. Here on ovals, everybody's bunched up. Very much can happen. They're starting to still catch the pack, of course. We only have 4 lead cars at the moment behind the pace car, as the rest of the field is starting to bunch up.
I think
this could be a iRacing top 10 highlights, or not top 10 highlights in iRacing either way.
Seeing if these drivers are trying to save fuel, they're just riding back here very far. What I would normally think that they were doing, but Taryn, he's got the lead. He's gonna have to leave. I believe Andrew will be behind him. I don't.
It's really wondering who's going to want to mess with Taryn right now if he's in the lead car. The drivers are going to go if car gap, right? But how much are you really going to risk it for the biscuit? The boss man's in town.
The best scenario here is Taryn, if he can have the 6 of Andrew lined up behind him. Andrew's an admin. Him and Taryn, they do a lot of work in the server. I know that those 2 will work together. Winker, I don't know. Winker's got no friends right now. He's kind of got all enemies at this point. He doesn't care what happens, but Taryn's going to have...
He's got me. I'll take care of you, man. Yeah. So the pace guy should be peeling in a second, mate, because it's starting to file up to abreast. What would you want to be, inside or outside?
I don't know. I mean, at this point, it's kind of a... I don't know. It's going to be weird, and they've got a while to think about their strategy because they're just coming on the back stretch now. Taryn's going to have Tate behind him. Winker's going to have the 6 of Andrew. Tate runs in the Ghost League, which is what, hence my name. And Tate always just seems to come out of nowhere every single race and either steal it or come second. So Taryn's got somebody who can push. It just depends on what will
Why is he
Tate
on
do?
the inside apron right now? Really deep on there. Who was that actually? Sorry, that's Winker. Really in the inside apron.
I think he's just deciding to be out of the way of everybody. Doesn't want to have to risk getting rear-ended at all here.
Ah, interesting. So that pace car should be peeling in there because they are practically pretty much bunched up. And how does the nerves feel right now if you are in the P1, P2?
At this,
and you've got 2 laps or 3 laps to get this one done. How are you feeling?
At this point, you don't want to get out too far on the restart. That'll make you pretty much a sit and duck, and then at that point, you are just mirror driving. You are listening to your spotter tell you inside, outside. You're trying to just block the run from everybody. And no, not Nashville. Talladega is a place of heartbreak. You can go from the lead to have your truck in the wall within the matter of 3 seconds. So
where would you park your truck to be the best possible defense?
I don't know. I mean,
the pace car's peeling anyway in a second, mate. So you would get that question answered.
I'd stay bottom if I was him. I'd try to get a good jump and hop on that bottom. But if the middle starts going, you have to hop up as soon as you can. Taryn's got to get a good jump. He does. Over Winker, that's going to leave him out there. Tate doesn't get a bad one. Taryn needs to maybe drag his brake ever so slightly back to Tate, because if Winker gets a run, he's going to get a run from the 6 of Andrew. Andrew is on his bumper. He goes down to the bottom. Tate has no help at all. This is what Taryn wants to see right now, and Winker can't go anywhere with his run because he's got Tate on his outside. As I say that, he actually hops back in front of Tate. So that middle lane's got trucks coming with him. Oh,
he's
6 almost turns Taryn.
He's lost massive speed. He's got on the inside apron. He's going to come back on there, but he's dropping about P4, P5. Oh, no, but look at the inside there. So what's happening now? Who's taking the lead of this race?
Tate's trying to go to the inside. He's got nobody with him. Taryn's going to go to the bumper. The 6 of Andrew. Tate's all alone. He's got to hope that Andrew can get to him. The 42 of Winker. It's going to be Tate versus Winker. Tate always makes some moves somehow. Winker dropped down to the bottom. Now it's going to be the 24 PJ Luttrell in the middle. The 14 is on the outside. 3 wide coming down to the white flag here at Talladega. Drivers are getting racy now. 24 is barely out in the lead. We might see a wreck coming to the line. Hopefully not. 24 still has the lead. 14's on his outside. Winker's on the bottom. Tate's in second right now. Tate's going to try to find a way around all these trucks. Somehow I know how he drives. Oh, almost saves it. Now they're wrecking. 71 gets clipped into the wall. Somebody flips. Yeah. Winker's going to get a good shove from these guys. They're crashing behind.
Who's going to get the line? There's 4 possible chances here. Maybe 6. Time.
Taryn, he's in that middle lane. The 24 is trying to come down and side draft Winker. Tate's trying to get his nose in the bottom. He can just get his nose in there somehow. On the bottom of Winker, it's going to come down to the line, though. Tate nudges the 24. Neck coats him. Will Tate hang it? The 42 outside. He has nowhere to go. He's boxed in. It may be Winker's race to lose coming down to the line. Tate goes to the outside. Tate tips him. He's going to try to get a side draft. Coming down to the line is going to be the 42 of Kevin Winker. The 54 of Tate is going to get second. Andrew's going to get third. 16 of Brian Marvel. Fourth and fifth will be Taryn. So drivers bumping each other as 16 just net code to the 24.
Taryn got it done towards the end after that mistake. I'm sure he'd be beating himself up after that one. Tate, as you mentioned, is a little bit of, always coming back a little bit towards the end, but Widcar really just held it off, and the situation is all stress. 42 car has got it done. Purple. That's the new purple, isn't it? Wow, what an ending.
I believe Tate netcoats the 24, moves the 24 up the track. That was maybe, Tate still doesn't have it. He's just boxed in at that point. He has nowhere to go. Then he forces his way. Well, not really.
He's going to go to the outside, but there's nobody going.
Netcoats PJ.
Oh, yes.
So then down to the line, it's just shoving each other. PJ just misses out. I think, he just misses out on a pain position. He's probably not going to be too happy with that at all if I was him. But Winker wins. We'll watch him burn it down. And the W truck, who's actually one of our sponsors. That's pretty cool to see.
Get it done. Show us that beautiful baby.
Oh, come on, burn it down.
Baby. Yeah, there we go. Give us some rubber. With nothing like the smell of burning rubber across the line in one of the best classic tracks. And Cole Kidman is waiting for a big kiss on your cheek when you get up into that podium.
Whitaker's might as well join him. He just has some fun
she doesn't like Tom Cruise, mate. She needs you.
Whitaker's, or not Winker. Yeah, Winker's still burning it down. I don't blame him. Kind of came from nowhere. Tate almost squeezed it out.
You're not going to be returning those tires anyway, mate, so you must burn them.
They might as well blow them out. Maybe you can keep the truck, though, not blowing out your fenders. But good finish at the end. We'll go back and see what happened with the crash, though, on this lap.
Yeah, this is interesting. It was there was a tap, and what's the 30 car, right? Yeah,
It's like-
there's 44 and 30.
Ooh, 14 comes down into the 30. 30 corrects it, goes up the track. 9 tries
14.
to shoot the bottom of the 30. Flips the
Yeah,
30
9
since
had nowhere
inside.
to go off speed, and that does it lefty. Yes, it does.
71.
Oh,
Nails the 14. Sends the 14
Yeah.
flipping at that point. You can see him up on the fence.
almost over the fence.
He is actually pretty much
Oh,
on the
he
fence
is.
at that
Oh,
point.
that was break.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh, that's a huge crash.
Yeah.
Drivers, Whitaker just shoots
Thankfully,
the back.
no audience members were there, so nobody was hurt.
He just shoots that gap. Gosh, that's just
Can
Talladega
you show
for
that
you.
again from behind so we can kind of see the worst thing you ever want to see if you're following this pack?
We'll see here. I believe I can probably show. See what's going.
Maybe the 15 car. I think it would be a good view to see
15
cars going
is-
flying.
Who is the 15 this race?
I think I'm just trying to see this from the.
I have to see
yeah.
who the 15 is. There he is. The 15 is
yeah,
Michael
15.
Eckhart.
Okay, look at from the 15's point of view and go, what do I do?
So I'll go from the chase of him. So right now
Yes.
he sees something. He's like, oh gosh, there they go. Turned around, not nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Weaves his way. Oh, gets clipped by the fourth to end.
through. Oh no, I got tapped.
Well, honestly, in my books, I'd count that getting through, but you know, you had to slow down all the way.
Almost, but
Almost
yeah,
made it
you
all
got
the way
at that
through.
point you just put pedal to the metal and just go straight. Hope
Hey.
that something works out for you. Show us the end at the moment between those gladiators and what I actually want to see. And I'm not sure if Taron's going to want to agree with this one, but let's see what happened with Taron before the race restart. Because Taron, the 77 car, of course, lost a lot of places. So if you go back a little early in this one,
So you want me to go
what
back
happened to Taron? You can remember Taron was leading this race.
See, I'll go back to Taryn. So I know what you're talking about now. I'll go back to. Have to rewind pretty far, but people
You're
shouldn't
okay.
have to go back that far forward to see what happened
No,
to Taryn.
he
here.
was leading it, and he just somehow on the inside apron just lost pace, and it all went pole shape. This is
So
going to be the key.
a little bit
Yeah.
farther back here. I think what happened
Yeah.
here is Andrew got a big run
All right, here it is.
because you'll see. Let's look.
Did he get a
So
slide? Did he get a slide?
he just lost. He slowed down more than I think Andrew was. You see Andrew's going up the track, catches his rear, almost turns him. So I think that Taryn was going a little bit slower than Andrew thought he was, and he almost gets turned in front of him. Then he just merges
Yeah, at this
back up
point he
into the
drops
track.
back to about 5. Yeah, he's lost a massive amount of pace and speed. But he still managed to climb his way back, I believe, in about P3 or P4. That was pretty impressive. But yeah, it's got to feel a little gut-wrenching, isn't it? The possibility of winning the race.
Oh yeah, it definitely
And,
does.
yeah, the
for
boss
him.
man is going to certainly hate me for having to bring that one up over and over again, but it is what it is.
So bring in the third place driver.
I think we have to get him in chat for sure.
I'll bring in the third place driver of Andrew. Hey Andrew, this is Bryson Biggles in the booth. You got a coffee, man?
Yeah, I do.
Man, so crazy finish. You come home third. How did the whole race go for you the whole night, man?
It was good. We were aggressive all night. Me, Kevin, and Derek, we were all aggressive. A buddy of ours, Mike, went down the lap because he had issues early. And we decided to pit together, and the pit strategy worked out. We were able to get out front in front of everybody, and we were hoping it was going to go green all the way to the end, but we got the caution, and then fuel became a concern.
Yeah, man.
But-
And fuel can become a concern. How much of a concern did it become towards the end?
Right as soon as I crossed the line, I had about 1.7 gallons when we went back green. So that's only good enough for about 2, maybe 3 laps. And
So
at
the
the end,
late caution saved you big time. Otherwise, I don't think you would have finished it on a green flag.
yeah, it did. I feel like it probably would have put one more lap on my fuel load because I was able to get back around and
But if you didn't
Well-
have the caution, let's say a couple of laps earlier, you would have had to go all the way to the end on green with what, 1 gallon of gasoline, mate?
yeah, I think if it went green all the way to the end, I believe we probably would have ran out of fuel on the tri-oval come to the finish.
That's what it sounded like. But hey, it didn't happen,
Yeah, man,
which
so
is the main thing.
yeah, I do have a question. So what happened with Taryn on the bottom? Now, he went from the lead. Was he just a little bit slower than you expected on that corner?
So we had a run coming, and I told Kevin if he was clear,
believe he might have cut out there for a little bit. Andrew, I think you might have muted yourself.
He's trying to talk about Kevin. If you're clear, Andrew, you back? Yep.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now. I think you cut out for
Sorry
half a
about
second.
that. So me and Chris, we were working, or me and Kevin were working at the end, and I told him if he's clear of the 54, go up high, because the 54 is a really great pusher, and I was gonna try and leave Taryn in the dust because I had a run coming. And I
Mind
went
you, you
to.
are talking about the boss leaving him in the dust. So, if you want to continue with that statement, go ahead.
Yeah, and I was trying to force myself in the middle, and I guess I just clipped him, and that got him squarely, and then he came back up and we net coded. But, it's all fun racing.
You guys can't blame every little bumping and grinding on netcode. I'm sorry to say it, but it is what it is. Anyway, happy results, right? P3 is good.
Oh yeah, I'll take P3. I thought I had a chance for the win, but I didn't want to wreck Kevin.
But you're there for the possibility to have a win. So hey, money's money. And podiums, mate. Champagne's good. And Nicole Kidman, of course, will give you a kiss. The classic track called Shake and Bake.
Shake and Bake.
Yeah, man. Well, before I let you go, is anybody you want to thank, any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
W's a really great sponsor, really good energy drink. I know W's been helping out HSR, helping Taryn out, helping you guys out.
Can you explain it? Hang on. Can you, what is this W drink? Tell me. Where can I get it? What is it called? W? Where do I get it? What shelves?
You can get it online on W.com, I believe.
Okay,
W
cool.
is an energy drink powder. You mix it with water, and it just tastes amazing. I've yet to get a shipment of them, but I'm planning on getting a good code for them using code HSR and code Ghost Racing Network.
You heard that. W.com. You put that code in? No. I'm honestly shout out for sponsors, but hey, I really want to I want to use that product. I mean, that's exactly right. So get that in there, guys. And by the way, let us know in the chat if you've tried it.
Yep.
Thank you. Sorry to cut you off on that one, but I'm always curious about what you're calling out because I've never tried it and I want to.
It's very good.
Yeah, man. Well, I'll let you go, but good finish tonight, though, Andrew.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
I cut him off a little bit.
It ends with a W if it's Andrew, isn't it? Obviously powered by Andrew Hearing.
Yeah, we'll bring in Christopher Tate, now the second place driver. Hey, Christopher, this is Bryson Biggles in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Yep.
Man, I'm gonna start giving you the nickname Houdini. You always come from nowhere at the end of these races and make it towards the front. I swear, you come from nowhere every single time. But how did the race go for you overall, man?
You're asking what his magic tricks are. Sorry, go ahead.
Overall, the race went pretty good. I had that little incident around lap 20 or so, but I had to kind of try and drive a little bit more careful, but also wanted to try and make my way up front. Track position was a pretty big factor tonight. It was hard to make your way up just because the draft, if you didn't have any support from behind, you would lose your ground, but overall, it was fun. I'm sitting here looking at one of my pit entrances and almost got a penalty on one of them. So,
mate, did you brake a little too hard? There's also a speed limit. And by the way, battling it out with Tyron towards the end there, how'd that feel?
It felt good. I was kind of joking around with him before. It's like if he wins, it's rigged. But it was fun running with him. I always enjoy these races. It's a good group of guys and always pretty clean racing. Did you feel you could
beat Kevin towards the end?
I was hoping I'd be able to. If I got to his outside, I felt like I had a chance. But the side draft wasn't as effective as I thought it would be. But good win by him. He drove a hell of a race. I was doing everything I could just to get clear to get to his outside. It just didn't work out.
Yeah, so you are the Houdini, right, Bryce? Go ahead, Bryce.
Man, I don't know what it is with Tate. I've raced with him for like a season in Ghost, and especially this season, he's come from nowhere, literally from nowhere, and wins a race.
Are you saying you raced in Ghost and he comes out of nowhere? That's the perfect way to explain that one, isn't it?
Literally, that's what he does. I mean, he will show up, and then he'll always be up front. You know he's gonna do something. Then the last 10 laps, he is rocket strapped to his car, and I'm like, where the hell did he come from? I don't know where he came from at all. But man,
because he's pulling the magic tricks out of his hat.
Yeah,
out of his car, actually.
Well, before I let you go, is any sponsors, anybody you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank 3F Design, or not 3. Why do I say that? 3F Racing, first of all. We
What do they
got
do? To elaborate there real quick.
3F Racing is a Cup Series team that's fixing to start, and I'm very fortunate to be a part of it. And we've got some stuff in the works for myself and along on the Cup side, so we're pretty excited for that. And looking forward to the future. I also want to thank.
How can we find them, real quick? Sorry.
You can find it on Twitter at 3F Racing Official or Instagram with the same name, or you can go to any of my pages and have them tagged in a bunch of my
Thank
posts.
you. I just want to elaborate because I'm new to this and I don't know, so I'm just clarifying. Yeah, go ahead.
No problem. Man. But also, Automotive Details. He's also a part owner of 3F Racing, and he does a bunch of video edits for several NASCAR drivers. So if you would like to go check him out, go look him up on Instagram or Twitter at Paul Wheeler. And
does he edit you winning races or perhaps coming second and all that sort of jazz?
He just does a bunch of videography stuff. Like he did stuff for me at my test at Caraway last month.
We need all this shouted out in the chat, guys, because I need these links. This sounds like this is a fantastic bunch of.
And he also does stuff for like Amber Balkan and the ARCA series. He does stuff for David Starr today in the past several races. So he's a up and coming videographer, part owner of 3F Racing, and I'm very excited to be working with him and Dennis Hertz.
And we need to support our racing community absolutely. Christopher, thank you very much, mate. Another job.
Thank you.
You are the magician, as Chris would call you out there, Ginny.
Yeah, man. Well, good second place finish. Hopefully, you can replicate that on Wednesday. But instead of it being second, being first. But I'll let you go, Tate. Good job tonight, though, man.
I appreciate it.
You know, you heard him talk about 3F Racing. No, whenever you look at posts like that, just remember that name of people guessing. I ain't gonna give it away. I'm just remember that name. Just remember that.
What name are we guessing?
Just remember Christopher Tate when you think about 3F Racing.
Okay.
That's all. That's all I'm gonna give away. I'm gonna give away that, but we'll bring in the winner. He is Kevin Winker. Hey, Kevin, this is Bryson Bigelow's in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Sir.
Man, so you come home first tonight. How does that make you feel?
Pretty good. I mean, I think it's the first time I actually ran this HSR league. So, I mean, first race, first win, only led one lap. I mean, doesn't get much better than that, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, you only need to lead the last lap, and that seems to be all that matters. But how did the race go for you overall?
Pretty good. I got caught up in that. We pitted there, and we all kind of cycled back together. And then I don't know what happened, but a big wreck that I got involved in. I used a faster pair, so then I was at the back, and then Andrew, 15, and Braxton, we were all back. They were kind of going back and forth on what to do with no faster pairs. So we're like, well, it's a short pit. Short pitted once the field went open, and then kind of leapfrog everybody, and then got up there, batting for the lead, and then another wreck happened, which brought that green-white checker, and then I was worried about fuel because me and Andrew pitted, and we barely had enough.
That was my next question to you, actually. Like, how was the gasoline towards the end?
I had about a half a lap once I crossed for the checkered, so.
Definitely.
So that caution car really helped you guys in the gas tank.
I think we would have been ran out coming through the trial if it would have stayed green there. So,
man, always fuel mileage can always come into play. But before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank? Anybody you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
I just want to first give a shout out to the 54. He gave me a hell of a push the last 2 laps there. I mean, without that, I couldn't have done any of that. And then I work well with Andrew. I run in a bunch of leagues with him, so shout out to him for working. Shout out to Taryn. I think Andrew's an admin in this league. Like I said, I'm kind of new to this league, but I've seen these guys around, so I kind of work well with them. So thanks for them for letting me come on tonight. You broadcasting, I know you broadcast tonight, and then tomorrow I'll be racing Twisted Chassis. So you put on a hell of a show with your broadcast. Everybody that was watching, I don't know who else was watching me, but shout out to all of them. Shout out to W Energy. They sponsor a bunch of leagues. This one, Twisted Chassis, I think they sponsor you, I believe. Tuesday League I run in, they sponsor. Shout out to them. Just shout out to everybody that makes everything possible in iRacing, and it's a great thing to be a part of.
Kevin, amazing. Absolutely amazing. Got the win. 42 car is the number of all numbers around this track. And Nicole Kidman is waiting for you. The biggest kiss you're going to get there. So, all the Tom Cruise right now around this, if you go back in the 80s movies. Job. Fantastic. Shout out to your sponsors, of course. Hopefully, anyway, I'll let you go and get the kiss from Nicole. She's waiting. Leave it waiting. Yeah.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Brycey, can we get Taran in here? Because I think Taran's racing was brilliant there. Back to 77 car was leading at some point.
I may be able to, but Kevin, hopefully you can replicate this on Tuesday, man. I'll definitely be pulling for you.
Yeah, I think we go to Atlanta, so that's pretty fun to race. I've kind of had bad luck in Twisted Chassis, but we'll see what we can do tomorrow night. Or no, tonight's night. Nah, yeah, Monday. I got my days mixed up.
Bad luck in a Twisted Chassis. Yeah, that kind of sounds like it would be bad luck. I know you're just referring, but...
Well, I'll let you go. Good first place finish tonight, though.
Thank you, sir.
That was Kevin Winker. Taryn, I don't think he's able to make it because he has a lot of family stuff. But Biggles, what did you see from, I mean, you weren't here for the whole race, but what did you see from, from the point that you joined from the finish of the race?
What I heard, Brycey, was the best commentator on the planet when it comes to this league, HSR trucks. You call it and you do it day in, day out. All right? I'm giving you a shout out because you deserve it. You are delivering the energy. And mind you, as well, even coming in here, I was knocking on the door there. Security weren't letting me in. But even trying to find your way to allow me in here, mate. So, yeah, overall, the racing, brilliant as it is. Even coming in a little bit late, you didn't know it was going to go. But my shout out is absolutely to you, my friend. Buy you a keyboard if the drink spill.
I think luckily it's fine right now. That's the second time I've done it. Luckily it didn't die. I just had to pull that key off. I'll probably turn it upside down, let it dry. As I'll have to. Luckily it won't have to be used tomorrow for any drinks. And on Monday I'll be back at it at Twisted Chassis, so that'll be great. Then I'm absolutely full the whole week, so it definitely gets its work in. But race was not bad overall. Only saw really 2 cautions. One was caused by lap truck being where it really shouldn't have been. Then I can't remember what the other one was, but not bad racing overall. It was pretty good overall. I'd say HSR, they're starting to get known for these finishes. Or had a little bit of a smaller field this race because Ron Morris Jr. he was doing his big kahunas, so that kind of took some drivers from here. So a little bit of a smaller field, still pulled a pretty good amount, but good finish overall. I will say I really like watching it.
Well, yeah. What's next on the hit list of racing?
I don't have one tomorrow, and tomorrow is literally the only day I'm off, and then I have the Twisted Chassis.
You get time off?
Oh, I get one day off, and then I have the league that Kevin Winker was talking about, Twisted Chassis. I do on Monday, then I do 2 back-to-back races Tuesday. Have a race Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So I'm always doing
race,
stuff.
Yeah. And by the way, how's your racing, real quick, before we wrap it up?
Well, I should have said race. I should have said broadcast, but no, me racing, I'm actually not bad. But I just don't get a chance anymore because all of this, man. But I'll roll these ads here, and I will let you all go. And I will thank you, Bagels, for joining me.